I'm here with Kika Toulouse and Rafaelle Souza.
Yeah.
Told me how to correctly pronounce the name. Our two Brazilians on the dash. Now, Kika, you're not full Brazilian, but we're just going to pretend that you are.
Okay, that's fine.
You know, for the course of the World Cup, unless it's a Brazil-France final,
right.
you're Brazilian.
There we go.
All right, so let's talk a little bit World Cup, then we'll talk dash, and then of course we will subject you to Keeper Notes trivia, because I'm all about the trivia. What have you guys thought about the World Cup so far? Like, what team stands out to you, or what game was like the most nerve-wracking game for you to watch?
I like Germany and Netherlands. I feel like maybe Netherlands, Germany, Brazil, maybe Argentina can be like in the same final.
That's your final four?
Yeah, but I'm not sure if they're gonna play together, but I feel like they're playing well besides Argentina. They got lucky. But
what do you think?
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that final four. The Netherlands have really stood out to me. The walloping they put on Spain was crazy. I mean, you know, the way that Spain's been playing in the last 8 to 10 years, you would never expect them to concede to anybody like that. So they've definitely probably been the most impressive to me.
Yeah, I think the motto for this World Cup should be expect the unexpected.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Costa Rica winning their group.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
who would have called that?
Yeah, it's just crazy. And then of course the performance yesterday by the U.S. Not their best, but enough to get them through to the round of 16, which is really all that really matters. Awesome. So, you know, they're going to be playing Tuesday. Guess where they're going to be playing, Rafa? Do you know what city they're playing in?
Salvador?
They're playing in your hometown.
I wish I was there.
They're playing in your hometown. I looked that up last night.
I'm going to call my mom and say, Mom, can you please go for me?
Mom, can I fly down and sneak into the stadium? Now, I know there's 2 club teams in Salvador, yes?
Yeah.
Now, which one do you support?
Bahia is the name of my state, and the other one's Vitória.
Okay.
It's like, it's good games when they play together. Like, people like in Salvador, they're crazy about like our club teams.
I saw on the World Cup site that they have like the best attendance of all the Brazilian
There's a lot of people
Brazilian
there.
teams.
Yeah.
So what color does your team wear?
It's blue, white, and red, and the other one's black and red.
And is there some kind of fun nickname or some kind of like chant that you'd want to share with us, or
we always say like BBMP. It's like Bora Bahia, Minha, and like a bad name after.
Beep. We can let people figure out what the P stands for. Okay. Nice. So when we go to Salvador, we'll have like an in if we just say BBMP.
What? What do you mean?
No, if we use that lingo, if we go to Salvador, people will think that we're with that club.
Yeah. That's awesome. You have to say that. Don't go for the other thing.
And Kika, you spent some time this past off season in Brazil.
I did.
So where were you?
I was in Cotia in São Paulo, and I was playing for the club Ace Cordana Cotia, and that's where my mother's family lives and is pretty much. My mom's from Minas Gerais, which is a different part of São Paulo, but they've lived in Cotia for a long time.
So what was that experience like, playing with, you know, after basically growing up with American soccer, and then going down and experiencing women's soccer in a Brazilian setting? Yeah,
it's totally different. I'm sure Rafa can attest to this. We have so much support for women's soccer and women's sports in general in this country. And in Brazil, it was actually kind of surprising because it's such a soccer-crazy country. It's such a huge part of their culture. You would think that, you know, women would get more support with soccer, but it's definitely still a very masculine society, a very macho society, where women aren't necessarily encouraged to play soccer nearly as much as the men are. So, you know, going from playing on pretty much dirt fields with soccer balls that don't have brands to coming here and having, you know, the state-of-the-art facilities and having these great fields, it's really like night and day. And it's a shame because, as you can see with Rafa, there's a ton of talent in Brazil. It just doesn't get the support.
Well,
that
I've always felt that if the Brazilian Federation put any support behind their women's team, that they would have already won like a couple of Olympics.
I agree. I definitely. They've come close. So
it's like they pop up for each World Cup and Olympics, and these players have 10 caps, and know that, oh my God, if they had just 20, 30 more caps, it would be
for sure.
Yeah, it would be amazing. And I remember reading that Cici, like her mom didn't want her to play, or her dad didn't want her to play soccer, and they wouldn't give her balls, so she took the heads off her dolls and was like kicking them around. And I think finally the mom said to the dad, like, give her a ball, let her play.
For the love of God.
Let her play. So I just think that's great that you had that experience to contrast to, playing here. And how good is your Brazilian Portuguese?
It improved a lot when I was there because none of my mom's family speaks English.
Wow.
So I had to basically learn or, not talk to anybody, which wouldn't have been very fun. So it's definitely not at Rafa's level. I wouldn't say I'm fluent, but I can.
So how good do you think her Brazilian
it's
Portuguese
pretty good.
is?
We can talk sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes good for me to speak Portuguese with her so we can remember how it feels home. Feels like home.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about Dash and the game this weekend and your experience in Houston so far. So, Kika, this is your second year in NWSL. You played last year for the Washington Spirit, and that's who we're going to face this weekend.
Yes.
So this will be the second time that you guys face the Spirit, first time at home. What's it like playing a former team, especially with the struggles that team had last year? I'm sure it was kind of hard to leave where it looked like so many changes have been made in the off season. But so what's it like to play your old team?
It's definitely a little bit bizarre. You see your former teammates, your former coach, especially when we played at DC, and especially because I'm from DC.
Right.
You're kind of like, wait,
this is my
I should
home.
be over there.
Yeah.
Why am I passing it not to the Spirit players? And so it's bizarre, but this is professional soccer. You go from team to team. You can ask, Brittany Bach, who's been on, 7 teams in 5 years or something. It just comes, it's in the job description, so you just have to adapt to it, even though it is a little bit strange.
Yeah. Now, Rafa, this is your first year in the league. You were drafted out of Old Miss. I'm curious how you ended up at Old Miss, coming from Brazil. Did you find them? Did they find you?
I'm not sure how it happened.
You just showed up.
You just woke up one day and you were in Mississippi.
No, I played for the U20s Women's World Cup in Germany, and one of my teammates from Brazil, from the national team Brazil, she's like Kika, half American and half Brazilian, and she knew the coach from Ole Miss, and I was talking to her and I think she gave my email to him, to the coach, and we started talking, and I came here for a visit and I like it, so I'm not sure if it was how it happened, but it was so quickly I didn't know.
So how does living in Mississippi compare to growing up in Salvador?
It's a big difference. Salvador is such a huge city, almost 3 million people, and living in Mississippi in a small town, listening to country music. It's not my thing, but and it's a big difference. But I like it. I don't like going out too much, and it's such it's small city is good for me.
So you're drafted by the Dash. So you've been in Houston off and on since March because you stayed and you finished your civil engineering degree. So how would you compare Houston to Salvador?
I think they're kind of similar, almost the same. It's a big city, but I like Salvador better because I have nice beaches and.
Yeah, Houston's never gonna have nice beaches. Even Galveston is not gonna have nice beaches. But.
Yeah, we tried and it's kind of different.
Tried it out, yeah.
Have you explored all the different restaurants that Houston has? Yeah.
Not yet. I still need to go to the Brazilian steakhouse, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to go there.
Have you tried Tex-Mex?
No.
Okay, we need to make sure that.
Okay.
Come on. Have you had any good Tex-Mex?
I think so.
I think so.
Tex-Mex, I'm not even really sure what Tex-Mex is exactly.
Okay, so some basic differences. It's always going to use flour tortillas instead of corn generally, because Mexican food is all about the corn.
Okay, got it.
You know.
All right.
They're gonna fajitas are probably going to be heavy on the menu.
Okay.
If there's queso, and there's always queso, it's going to be orange cheese and not white cheese.
Okay.
Those are some of your differences.
All right. Good to know. Good to know.
As opposed to California Tex-Mex, which is more about kind of the healthy, light, salady kind of thing.
Sense.
But yeah,
okay.
It's really about the queso.
Gotcha.
Chips, queso, green sauce, salsa.
There we go.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I've had tortillas tacos many times since I've been here, so I don't know if that qualifies.
Not really. I'd go more to like a real like restaurant
Tex-Mex place.
to experience it. And
right.
and this is why Houston can be challenging for some players that get, especially international players that get signed. They discover all these restaurants and kind of go to town. The Dynamo have seen a couple players like put on 10, 15
Put on a few,
pounds.
yeah.
But let's talk more specifically about the Dash. See, we're about halfway through the season. You know, we've seen a huge improvement with the team, obviously, as, you know, injuries have healed themselves, players have become available and finished their, you know, we don't know why she wants a civil engineering degree.
Yeah,
I mean, why, you know.
pretty useless.
Yeah. But, you know, and now we have Whitney Egan and Megan Klingenberg, you know, have joined the team. So there's still a chance for a run at the playoffs. So how do you guys feel as a team going into second half of the season after having this nice 2-week break to kind of recover and rest? You know, what's the thought within the team?
Everyone I think is really positive, and especially the way the table is kind of evening out with everybody beating everybody else. You know, you had Sky Blue beating Portland the other day, and Portland beating the Spirit like 6-1. You know, it's still really up in the air. You know, you don't really have, I guess, except with Seattle, who's still undefeated, you don't really have a huge gap amongst the team, and especially with the recent success we've had, you know, the little 3-win streak that we had going, we definitely feel like we can make a run in the second half of the season.
Now, both of you have spent time on your various teams at forward and at defense. Which do you prefer?
I feel like now I like playing forward, but like I usually play left back for the national team. I'm not sure, like I just want to help the team, like whenever, like whatever I can help the team, I'll be glad.
Yeah, because you were such an important part of that first win for the Dash against Boston in April, where, you know, assisted on Teresa's goal and, you know, drew the foul that led to the PK. So I remember Randy saying, it's like, oh, but she's going back to school. It's like, no, we need that. So we're kind of glad that you're back full time. Kika, what do you prefer, defense, forward? I read the Washington Spirit book from last year. I seem to remember that they just put you wherever they needed to because they had some serious roster issues. So
yeah, I was definitely a utility player last year for the Spirit, and I feel like that's bad and good. I think it's most of the time it works for you, but it can work against you, I feel like. But I think I prefer more of an offensive role. I like to take risks on the field a lot, and I like to create and go at players and attack players, which you can't do in the back. You know, if you take too many risks in the wrong places, it can cost you. But like Rafa said, at the end of the day, it's all about doing what's best for the team. So, and at the end of the day, it's all soccer.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And if it means whatever position gets you onto the field,
yeah, exactly.
Happy to be on the field.
For sure.
Have you guys enjoyed living in Houston?
Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, I like it. It's very different. Being from the DC area, which is, I don't know if you would consider it a small city, but there's a lot of public transportation. Everything's really close by. You know, you just get a Metro card and you can go
wherever you need to go.
Yeah, to the mall, the monuments, White House, whatever. Whereas Houston, every time I put something into my GPS, it's at least 20 minutes away on like drive. So
and you have to have a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Poor Rafa.
It's an interesting place. Yeah, I've heard that from the team. But I think the biggest challenge getting players in is, okay, they're here, but now they can't get around.
Right.
Because they don't have a car.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up with some World Cup trivia, and we will keep it kind of Brazil focused.
Okay.
But you know, you can do this, and you guys are competing together as a team.
Awesome.
It's just you against the world, so you know. There's no
Got
losers, only winners.
All right.
But let's just see how big of winners you guys are.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
So, we all know that Brazil has won the World Cup more than anybody else. can you tell me the 5 years of the World Cup that they've won?
2002. Was that the most recent?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, 58.
Mm-hmm.
And they won consecutively, so
Yeah.
54.
62.
62. They didn't win in 1950, I know that. Or was it 1960?
94, I think.
They didn't win the
94, uh-huh.
94.
So,
That was the one in the U.S. So Pele had 3. You've named 2 of Pele's. He had 58 and 62. You had 1 more.
68. Oh, no, it's not 70.
70.
Yeah.
Good word.
There you go. There you go. When is the last time that Brazil hosted the World Cup?
50.
1950.
1950.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we lost to Uruguay.
Uruguay.
That was, oh god.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it was.
we don't talk about that.
Yeah,
We don't
Decades
talk
before
about
you
it.
guys were born, and it's still in your blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I hope we play Uruguay again. Oh,
Me
my
too.
God. Oh.
Who is tied with Miroslav Klose for all-time World Cup goals scored?
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And how would you say that? Yeah, in Brazilian Portuguese, Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that some of the announcers in the World Cup are actually trying to,
They're making an
say
effort.
like
Yeah.
Recife, right?
Yeah,
Instead of
yeah.
Recife.
Yeah.
Recife.
They're
Yeah.
making an effort.
Yeah. All right. What's the farthest the Brazilian women have gotten in the Women's World Cup?
I think we got second.
They lost to Germany.
Yeah,
right?
Germany 2-0, I think.
In
That was the World Cup before 2011. So
Mhm.
that was what, 2007.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
Love it.
2 Brazilian women have earned the golden shoe at the Women's World Cup. Who are they?
Marta and Cristiane. No?
CC.
Cece.
There we go.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. All right. Here's a really tough one for you. It is Brazilian soccer trivia. How many goals did Rafa have for Ole Miss?
Ooh. In
She's
her
the-
career?
Yeah, she was the all-time leading scorer. Yeah.
Do you know?
I know.
You know. Okay. Let's see. You played there for
3 years.
3 years.
3 seasons.
I'd say you probably scored 42.
It's close.
Very close.
Lower?
Yeah.
Higher?
Higher.
45.
Higher.
44.
There we go.
Oh, I was close on the first
Yeah.
one. Very good.
Good job.
That's
All right,
impressive.
and a nod to your French background. Here's a question for Rafa. Okay, Brazil, France, 1998 World Cup
Ooh.
final. What was the final score?
Oh my god. I know it was.
Was that hard for your family?
It was. I was in Brazil for that, watching the World Cup, so.
I remember. I know we lost. I think it was 2-1.
Nah, 3-0.
Yeah.
Oh.
3-0. Well, it's, I mean, they
I knew it was bad. I
Yeah.
remember.
I mean, there was something that like Ronaldo, like he is.
Everyone
He's
said
just
he was.
invisible.
Everyone
He
said
was
he was
sick,
sick.
and
Everyone said
yeah.
the French players like poisoned them. That's what all the Brazilians were saying. I was like, you guys, you lost. You lost to France. Zidane, you know.
Oh,
Come on. Be
Yeah.
graceful in defeat.
Yeah.
Sometimes Brazil.
But what was interesting with Spain being eliminated this tournament, and Italy was eliminated last tournament. They have been the defending champs. I started going back. I'm like, how often have the defending champs been eliminated? It's never been Brazil. Brazil never gets eliminated after they win. It's just all these other teams.
I think it's like four or 5 times it's happened. The defending
Yeah.
champs been eliminated.
Yeah, but it's
Stage.
never. Yeah, no, it's never Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil.
Mhm.
That would be bad for
And
whatever team.
one of the questions I love to ask for general World Cup trivia is, name the one country that's been to every single World Cup. And usually people say, usually people say, Germany, England. I'm like, nope.
Nope.
The answer is
Brazil.
Brazil.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because most of the snobby European countries boycotted the first World Cup because they were pissed that it was in South America.
Really?
Yeah. Even though it was a Frenchman who came up with the idea for the World Cup.
Yeah.
He wanted to do it in Uruguay because it was their 100th anniversary.
Yeah.
So they were already having these celebrations. He's like, hey, this will be a natural. So a lot of European countries said, we're not going to go.
Interesting.
Yeah. England didn't play in the World Cup until 1950.
Really?
Yeah. Because they were at war with FIFA about, I'm sure, something ridiculous. Just, just like it was then, it is now.
Yeah. Some things
But
never change, huh?
Anyway, so you guys rock the trivia. Good luck Saturday night.
Thank
Let's
you.
kick some ass in,
Yeah.
in the second half of the season. And
sure.
predictions for World Cup champion. I mean, we know you're Final Four, but who's going to rock it?
I think the Netherlands will win. If Brazil doesn't start playing better, the Netherlands will win. If Brazil starts playing better, Brazil will win. But the way they're playing now,
What do you think, Rafa?
I'm gonna keep praying for Brazil.
All right. Well, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right.